Yana just got done giving us a good introduction on Microsoft, and from here I'm going to be moving into industry and competitiveness. So, by now, everyone should be extremely familiar with the Porter's Five Forces. Um, of the five forces, competitive rivalry has the highest intensity level for Microsoft. They have the pressure from competitors such as Apple, Google, Amazon, Oracle, IBM, and Sony. There's many more, but those are just the big players. Because Microsoft is a diversified company, they have competitors in many areas within the tech sector. The industries Microsoft are active in include software development, computer hardware, consumer electronics, social networking services, cloud computing, and video games. With such a wide reach, many competitors are fighting to try to take away Microsoft's market share across the variety of industries. Something else I think that should be considered is the moderate switching costs. There are similar products on the market that are identical to Microsoft's products, and with little price difference, it is easy for consumers to purchase other products, resulting in even higher competitive rivalry. Next is the threat of new entries. Overall, the threat of new entries is relatively low, but it depends on which of Microsoft's industries one is analyzing. Software has a low threat of entry because barriers are high. Designing new software takes a lot of expertise and time and money. Brand loyalty within the software industry also helps keep this force low, which I think is a competitive advantage for Microsoft, just their overall brand recognition. Windows operating system provides familiarity amongst users compared to a small company that designed a brand new operating system. But when looking at the hardware industry, smaller companies have been capturing a share of the market. So, although these companies still remain small, I think this is something Microsoft needs to keep an eye on in the future. Microsoft's bargaining power of buyers is moderate. It is not likely that a customer will be able to find a substitute that is as effective as Microsoft's products. As mentioned previously, switching to a new software is a cost to the consumer because they have to spend the time to become proficient at using it. It's different for hardware though. In the hardware industry, buyer power is higher. There are more hardware options available than software options. Also, we live in a time where information is easily accessible. A consumer can hop onto their computer and easily compare price and characteristics of other options. So the software and hardware bargaining power buyers kind of offset each other, which result in a moderate force. The threat of substitutes is low for Microsoft. The substitutes to Microsoft software would be manual writing and record keeping, and the substitute for their hardware would be things like a notepad or a camera. So I think a prime example would be to look around the classroom before we went into quarantine. How many students do you actually see taking traditional notes compared to typing it digitally? Or how many people do you see carrying around a camera to take pictures? You just don't. Everyone uses either a cell phone or a computer that is capable of multiple functions. The bargaining power of suppliers is also low. Microsoft doesn't necessarily need to worry about suppliers when it comes to software because software is an intangible product that is created within the company. For hardware, though, there's a moderate amount of suppliers, but it's still nothing that really needs to be worried about because suppliers fight for the label of being a company like Microsoft's supplier, which results in giving Microsoft the true power. If a supplier offers an unfavorable deal, then Microsoft can easily just find a new supplier that desires to be their source of hardware. Overall, I believe Microsoft will be a dominant force for years to come. They're a too diversified of a company and have a strong brand, so they're not going anywhere for years to come. And with that, Tan is going to move into the external environment.